Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Nut House, where we share a little glimpse into our life here in Georgia, living in the country. We hope you stick around and enjoy the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the subscribe button down below. It would help our channel out so much. So today I want to show you how I can my green chilies. So we planted 32 chili plants in a 4x8 raised bed, and we're just starting to get some off the vine. I started by washing them and then putting them under the broiler after I had cut them in half, de-seeded them, and got the stems out. And now I'm just going to take the skins off, and some of them are thick skinned and they're easy to come off, and some are thin skin and they're much harder to get off, and you can just chop the thin skin ones up and they'll be fine. So I like to do this for my own green chilies that I use in my sour cream enchiladas, and I also like to put them in chili and some tacos. This is a convenience item because you pay about $1, I think, for a 4-ounce can of the green chilies in the store. So if I can grow enough for the year, then I won't have to spend any money on these green chilies. I will have them all grown organically in my garden without pesticides, and it's just one more way to save money and eat better. So I decided to try my little chopper and see if it would work. I know it works really well for like fresh peppers and onions and tomatoes, and it did the job, but it made a mess. So I would not recommend it. I wanted to try it and see, but it was much quicker for me just to dice it with a knife and not have to mess up these dishes. So I have the green chilies ready, and I'm using these little 4-ounce jars, and we're gonna fill them up. And then, because the chilies are not hot, I'm gonna use lukewarm water, just basically room temperature water, to fill the jar up after I've packed the jar with the chilies, and I add just a little bit of salt for flavor. The important thing when you're canning is everything needs to be the same temperature. If you have hot jars, you need a hot product to go in the jar, hot water, and a hot canner. But since I'm doing kind of like the cold pack method, everything is just at room temperature. I've got the chilies at room temperature, the water will be at room temperature, and the water inside my canner will also be at room temperature. This will lessen the chance that my glass jars will get shocked and break, and then I lose the product. So just make sure that when you're canning that everything is the same temperature. So here it would have made sense for me to have my funnel that I have laying right in front of me in the jar, and that way I wouldn't make such a mess on the rim of the jar. But I am going to use some vinegar and a paper towel, and I'm going to clean those rims really well so that it will seal. But if you use the funnel, you would probably have a less of a mess, unlike me. So I'm not measuring the salt. You can actually omit the salt if you don't want any in there, but I'm just using maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon, if that. And then we're going to fill it with our water, clean the rims off, and then we'll put our lids on. Now I'm going to make sure that my water does not go above the like headspace, 1-inch headspace. We're going to use the end of my spoon to debubble the jar and then check the headspace again, and then we will get started canning it. So here we are cleaning the rim, making sure there's nothing on the rim that's going to cause me to lose my seal. We'll put the lids on and put them in the canner, and I'm using the digital Presto canner today, but you can do this on a stovetop canner as well. I also have one of those, but this one is just really easy and it doesn't heat up my kitchen. So we're going to put this and pressure can it for 35 minutes. Because this is a low acid food, we cannot water bath it. We must pressure can it. So we're going to get these in there 35 minutes, and then when the canner cools down, I'll get them out and show you what they look like. So if you wanted to can these in half pints or pints, you would do 35 minutes as well, but the pints would be a lot of green chilies in one. So I wanted to do just the size you would get if you were to buy it at your grocery store. So when they come out of the when they come out of the pressure canner, they all sealed and they look beautiful and are ready to go. Thank you all for watching. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe, and leave me a comment down below if you can your own green chilies.